All right, I'm actually really here. This is not TV. Yes, are you really here? Yes, excellent. Can you do me a favor and raise your right hand? Put it on the shoulder of the person on your right and say, thanks for being here. You're beautiful. Make sure you say, you're beautiful. Yes. Raise your left hand. Put it on the shoulder on the person on your left and say, thank you for being here. You're smart. Excellent. Now raise both hands all the way to the top, and then pat yourself on the back and say, thank you for being here. I am sexy. Welcome to this afternoon at the Makati City Diamond Residences. I'm excited to be here. My name is Bjorn. This is how it's spelled. It's spelled B-J-O-R-N. And I always get a kick out of what people think it means. Does anybody know what my name means? Or where it's from? Does anybody know what his name is from? Yes, please. From Scandinavia. Let's give her a big hand. Excellent, right? So this name is from Scandinavia, specifically popular in Sweden and Norway, and also a little bit in Denmark. However, I'm from none of these places. I was born in Germany. Yeah, and my parents are from Lithuania and from Poland. Yeah, and then I lived in Germany for a while, lived in Belgium for a while, lived in Los Angeles for 16 years, and now I lived in Philippines. This is me, predestined for success. Yeah, age 2. Yeah, born in Germany, lived in Belgium, now Makati. Yeah, 4 kids, global CEO coach. Does anybody know how tall I am? I'm 5 foot 20 inches. 5 foot 20 inches. That makes 6 feet and 8 inches. Very good. Whoever just calculated that, let's give them a hand. Good job. 6 foot 8 inches or 5'20", right? So I can fit in better in the Philippines. I say 5'20", and they're like, huh? Okay, very good. So, but I wasn't always this glamorous. This was me at age 1. Yes, everybody have a picture like this of themselves? Yeah, many people do. So this is our tagline, is we unleash executive potential and we unleash results. Yeah. Many times there are issues with potential. Yeah. So these are our clients globally, just clients in general. We've worked with Unilever in 11 countries. We've worked with Citibank. Program was rolled out in 13 countries. We worked with Nestle in 6 countries. Yeah. In the BPO industry, anybody here from BPO? Nobody? Okay, so these are the clients we worked with in BPO. And pharma industry. Yeah, lots of pharma industry. I'll say some more about that later. And in banking, we now worked enough banking clients that we can actually have a separate slide just for banking, no? So we also worked with charities. Our favorite is right on top. It's called Silid Aralan. Silid Aralan is a after-school program, yeah, and it's specifically for children who cannot even afford a pencil and a paper. Yeah, because they cannot afford pencil and paper, they tend to fall back on their grades. Yeah, so much so that they are ending up maybe in the last 5% in class, last 10% in class. But within a year, we help them move up into the first 10%, sometimes even to the top of the class, right? So using some of our learning technology. And then we also support other charities. So when we first started off, I worked with several small Mercedes-Benz teams, and this is what it looked like before. Some of them were okay, some of them were at each other's throats and fighting. Does this happen in teams? Yes, right, it happens. But after a while, it looked like this. Yeah, so very different. Of course, both pictures were taken afterwards, but we had them kind of represent afterwards, after the fact, kind of how it was before, so we could get a flavor of that. No? So rapid transformation is here and it's possible. Yeah, I have a warning. If you're only looking at single-digit results single-digit growth, this presentation may not be for you. Does anybody want to grow more than single-digit? Yes. Very good. I'm happy to hear. If not, there's a door, right? Okay, great. So we're here to make things simple. And Einstein said, genius is making complicated things simple. Growing people can be very complicated. Is it not? Yeah, so we're going to try to make it a little bit more simple. And specifically the topic today is teams. However, teams consist of what? Teams consist of people, right? Can we grow teams without growing people? Would be very difficult, right? Would be very hard. So specifically what we found that grows teams is this, right? On top, on the very top, right? What grows, by the way, there's no specific order here, but what grows teams is authenticity. What is authenticity? And authenticity is a measure, if I looked at just one single measure on a team, yeah, to predict how far they will go and how quickly they will grow, it would be authenticity. Yeah? But what is authenticity is the capability of being real. Yeah? Saying what you truly want to say. Yeah? That is authenticity. Because so many times when authenticity is missing, yeah, the lips might be moving, sounds may be coming out of the mouth, but nothing is being said. Yeah? You may see the lips moving, sounds and words might be coming out, but truly nothing is being communicated. So that means when you don't have authenticity, likely you have either none, no communication, or you may have at minimum reduced communication. Can we agree to that? And can a team truly be effective when there is reduced or no communication? No, right? It is not possible, right? Because we may be talking, we may be doing this thing called communication, but if we're not saying anything, we're not going anywhere, right? If we cannot be with both feet in reality, yeah? And how we do that, we're going to cover that later. The next on the list is a vision. Of course, a vision is important because we need to know where we need to go, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. The next thing is courage. Now, why is courage important on a leadership team? By the way, I'm specifically talking about leadership teams today. Yeah. Why is courage important? Is authenticity possible without courage? Would be difficult, right? Is it possible to go where nobody's gone before without courage? Would be difficult, right? Are leadership teams expected to go where nobody's gone before? Yes, right? Because you're supposed to outgrow the year before and outgrow the year before that, right? And out-accelerate the results, whatever results were before. So nobody had done that yet before. So yes, those are new territories, right? Those are new achievements. Those are new results. And it's going to take something stepping outside of what was possible before, right? And we'll see what that is like some more. What's important for that also is alignment. You know, we use a tool called vector dynamics for that, which I'll show also some more later. When you have alignment with the team or disalignment, you can have people going in all kinds of directions. And even if they don't physically go there, their energies might be going there, right? And that's going to cost you if one person's pulling that way and the other person's pulling this way. Yeah? It's not going to be effective. You're going to have problems. No? We'll just checking time. So we have alignment. Then, what is our attitude? Are we a victim in life, or are we victors? You know, victor or victim. Victors also known as winners, right? What are we used to? Success is a habit, and so is losing. Yeah? What is our habit? What is the muscle we're building? Yeah? And being a winner doesn't necessarily mean not taking risks, right? I can be a winner by taking small risks or setting small goals. But that's not what I'm talking about. That wouldn't be exciting now, would it? It wouldn't be exciting to set small goals. Oh, this year we're going to grow 1%. One time I was working with this very large company, and they had declined. Their business had declined 5% 5 years in a row. I said to the country head, a new guy from Belgium, I said, what's your goal? You want to work with us? What's your very exciting goal for this coming year? And he said, given our past history of declining 5% per year, this year we want to grow a grand total of 0%. I said, huh? Right? Are you kidding? Don't you want to choose something a little more exciting, right? So what I said to him, okay, let's just go for it, whatever, right? But it turns out, finally a year later, we started working with him, and in the 4 months, they were actually growing at 34%. And this is one of the world's most sophisticated companies, yeah? That's what's possible. Okay, what's in it for me? If you want to motivate your team, doesn't matter what team, there's got to be something in it for them, not just for the company, right? People also want to achieve, people also want to grow, people want to know that they're going somewhere. Nobody has ever been motivated by going home and spending their entire paycheck on paying the bills. Is that true? Right? Is anybody here motivated by going home and paying the bills? Just checking. I don't see anyone. Yeah? So there's got to be something other than paying the bills. Right? Something other than that. Something greater. Some possibility, some purpose. Something that maybe speaks to the heart. Yeah? And it could be as little as a personal goal, or a digital camera, or a house, or some travel, or some new clothes. But there's got to be something in it for them. Yeah? And then when you can connect the company vision, where the company wants to go, where the team wants to go, with the personal goal, and when they can see that, wait a moment, if our company, if our team doesn't achieve, how do I get to my own goal? Right? And that becomes incredibly motivating. Can you see that? Yes, right? I see a lot of nodding heads. So very important, personal vision and company vision working hand in hand. There's got to be something in it for me. Yeah? Some heart. We talked about alignment, which is vector dynamics. Purpose is to heart. Potential. Yeah, last thing on this list we haven't covered yet is potential. What is potential? Potential is, what is potential? We'll talk about it some more later. But generally speaking, before I engage with any team, we ask a few people. Generally, we ask the top leaders. We ask one of these questions. We say, how much of your potential generally is being utilized by your company? How much of what you can bring to this game that you're playing is your company actually using? Very few people say 100%. Do you know what the majority says? You want to hear? So the majority says anywhere between 60 and 90%. That's how much potential is being utilized by the company. Then we averaged it out, and we saw that the average was around 80%. Now what does that mean? Let's assume people stay for a while. Let's assume they're staying for 4 years. And if people stay for 4 years, and on average, they have 20% left of their potential. You following so far? If they have 20% left of their potential, and they're staying 4 more years with the company, what does that give you per year? How much growth can actually take place per year? If you use simple math, that's 5%. right? Does that make sense? And now you know why your company is growing slowly. Yeah, because subconsciously, we feel that if I give more than 5%, in the next 4 years, then I may be giving too much, because the next year after that, I may have nothing left to give. Yeah, because I already spent my potential the year before. So I'll be in trouble. So this does not happen on a conscious level. This happens on a subconscious level. Yeah? People are not necessarily conscious of this, but it happens nonetheless. Yeah? So when we go through change, it kind of looks like this a bit. Yeah, we're kind of like going through the old status quo. Then something happens, a breakdown, maybe a market shift or something, and there's resistance. Yeah, until we fall, and then there's rock bottom, and then there's pain and chaos. And then maybe, if we're lucky, there's a transforming idea or paradigm shift or an insight. Yeah, which will help us create a breakthrough, integrate that breakthrough, and go to the next level. That's kind of how that happens traditionally. But what if rapid growth was possible? Not just in a good economy, but in any economy. What if that was possible? And we've done that. Yeah, we have done this. It is possible, but what if? Let's just ask, what if? Yeah. Here are the 2 reasons why your business grows, and there's only 2. Yeah, it doesn't matter what anybody else tells you, there's only 2. Everything else falls in those 2 categories. Yeah. A, the market gets better. Yeah, very easy growth, right? Or B, you get better. Which one do we have control over? We only have control over B. We have no control over the market. Yet, what happens when the market goes sour? What happens? The first thing is we do? We stop getting better. Why? Because training costs money, right? Because growing people costs money, so we have to stop. Because the market's so bad. And because we stop getting better, then what happens to the results? They get even worse. And then we say, oh, I knew I was right. Yeah, the market drove us down. This is called a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah. And then when the market grows, then we say, oh, let's invest in training. Let's invest in people development. And then we see the company grow and we say, see, it was the right time to invest. Right? But we really don't know. Was it the market or was it us? Yeah, we don't know. We do the wrong thing at the wrong time. Or the right thing at the wrong time. Yeah? We got to find better ways. We got to think more clearly. The market is going to do it ups and downs. The worst thing we can do is when the market goes down, to stop developing people, to stop getting better. When the market's down, we stop getting better, what happens to us? We start getting worse. Right? And then the results drop even further. Yeah, so the market drops one level, and then we drop it to the next level. And then you go, see, I told you, it was going to go down even further. But what controls that? Yeah, some of it is the market, but then what happens is fear kicks in. You know, fear, F-E-A-R. People get nervous, they get emotional, right? Stock markets do their thing. All of a sudden the stock market goes down by 10%. And you're like, oh, right? Let's stop all expenses, let's stop growing. Basically, that's what we're saying, let's stop growing. Why do we stop growing when we need it most? You know, when the market goes down, we need to grow even faster. Just to even maintain, we need to grow faster. Yeah? We need to grow our people faster. We need to grow our executives faster. We need to grow our teams faster. We need to grow our company faster. In the real world, what does this look like? Yeah, so in the real world, Starbucks, Limited Brands, or Best Buys, they can quantify, for example, the impact of employee engagement on their results. So for Best Buys, this would increase a 0.1% increase. Is that a lot? It's nothing. It's a 0.1 increase is worth $100,000. That means a 1% increase is a $1 million increase. And a 10% increase is a $10 million increase. Now you're talking serious bucks. That's just employee engagement. That is just one factor out of many. Many factors, and this is just one. Savings is not your only way to stop the fall. A race car driver is not going to win the race by hitting the brakes. It's not going to happen. The driver who can put the gas on the most times, that's the one who's going to win. Plus, in a down market, there's opportunities. Because everybody else is going to be so scared that they're going to stop developing their people. They're going to slow down their race car. That's your opportunity to gain revenue. That's your opportunity to gain market share. That's your opportunity to gain new customers. And then when the market turns around, it's just going to accelerate whatever you achieved when the market was down. It's going to naturally just take it over. What keeps HR leaders awake? Of the 1,300 surveyed HR and business leaders in 59 countries admit that their HR and talent management programs require significant or radical improvement. 50% of business says consider finding, training, and developing their people their top challenge. Now, not everybody can hire the cum laudes. Not everybody can hire from the top schools. Is that true? Yes? So not everybody's going to get the top talent. That's a reality. And even if you could, you might not be able to afford it because they're going to ask for more. So what, as a business, do you need to do? Because this situation is only going to get worse. They say there's a war over talent, and talent has won that war already. Talent's winning that war for talent. So what are you going to do? There's something you can do. But it's not in the realm that we're currently looking at. It's in a new realm. It's in a different realm. So before we go there, because this is about leadership teams, right? What are the different levels of leadership? What do you think? What are the different levels of leadership? Leadership by position, all right? What else? Is that really leadership by position? By the way, this might be a good time to talk about this. I wrote this book here. It's called Develop Exponential Power. Now, there's lots and lots of books on power on the market. Why would somebody waste 4 years of their life writing another book on power? When there's already so many books on power on the market. So I read those books, and in my research, I discovered that most of these books left me feeling kind of uncomfortable. I couldn't sleep with it. It didn't sit well with me when I read these books. What I discovered was most of these books, what they talked about doing is more in the realm of trickery and strong-arming and deception and cheating. It didn't feel right to me. It didn't sit well with my values. So I thought, there's got to be a better way. And in the process of the research, I discovered that in the world, there was a confusion. The world at large is confused about two different things. Thinking they're the same, but they're not. They're thinking that these two things, one is power, and the other one is force. That they are the same, but they're not the same. They're not the same. If the gentleman right here in the pink shirt, if I force you to do something, are you going to like it? No, right? You're not going to like it when I force you to do something. Are you, let me ask you another question, is that okay? Are you going to do your best job when I force you to do something? No, right? Are you going to say, yes, I'm going to do this thing for Bjorn, I'm going to do my best? No, right? You're not. Instead, what are you truly going to do? People who are being forced, they may say yes, but as soon as you turn your back, they're just going to do whatever they want to do. And at best, what they're going to do is they're going to give their minimum. Yeah? Is that what you want from your people? Probably not, right? You don't want just the minimum from people. Today is a different world. In today's world, we've got to make the most out of less, right? We have to do so much more than what we've been given in the past. And right now, we have to do so much more with what we've got. Yeah? And many times, what we're given is less than before. So we have to achieve more with less. So is force truly going to work if we're going to force people to work for us? I'm saying no. Yeah? But then what is power? If force is not power, what is power? So would you agree, or anyone out here, when I force you to do something, you won't like it, yes? True? Yes. So if I force you to do something you don't like it, does your energy go down or up? Down, right? Are you going to achieve more or less with your energy down? Less. So then what is power? If with force your energy goes down, yeah, power must be the opposite. With power, the energy goes up. Yeah, the energy goes up. It's the opposite of force. Yeah? Because the energy goes down with force, we say that force actually takes life away. Yeah, it reduces life energy. And at an extreme, force will even reduce your life. Yeah, it will make you sick. It'll make you complacent, not like your work, right? Drag your feet, yeah, not do your best. And in an extreme case, in war and murder, it'll even cost your life. Yeah? Force will cost your life. And before it kills you, it will cost you your aliveness. Yeah? It's kind of like, and I've seen many companies like that, it's kind of like zombies around and walking around work. Ever seen companies like that? People are there, but they left their brain at the time clock, or worse, they left their brain at the breakfast table. Yeah? They just show up to show up. They're just there to collect the paycheck and go home, pay the bills. Not inspired, not alive. Then truly, what is power? Right? It's everything else. Power increases energy. Power increases aliveness. Power increases inspiration. Power increases motivation. People start to blossom. People start to grow. Yeah? That's power when you can do that. That's power when you can do that as a person, and that's power when you can do that as a leader. Yeah? So, somebody said the first level of leadership is position. Is position leadership? Or is position management? Management, yeah? Position allows me to force someone to do something, right? Yeah? Position is not, can be leadership, but is not necessarily leadership. Yeah? It's not by nature. Yeah? So the first level of leadership is no leadership, also known as management. Management falls in what category? Into force or power? Force, right? Very good. And that's why I predict, now that's my prediction for the future, that management, the term management and the term manager in the future will be a bad word. Yeah? It will be phased out. Yeah? And it will just be replaced with something else. What? It will be replaced with leadership. Yeah? Because you want to have leaders in your organization at every single level. Yeah? And what do we mean by that? That's when we address the levels of leadership. So we go to the next level. Yeah. So the first level is leading nobody, also known as managing. Because I'm not leading, I'm telling them what to do, I'm forcing them. Then the next level is, what Rebecca's going to talk about, is leading yourself. Yeah. That's the first level of leadership. Can I lead other people when I cannot lead myself? Is it possible to lead others? Am I going to be a credible leader if I cannot lead myself? Yes? Can I be? No. Right? If I'm a leader and I cannot lead myself and I'm supposed to lead others, I'm going to have a very hard time. Yeah? I'm going to have a very difficult time because I'm not credible. Look at that guy. He wants to be a leader. Right? It's not going to happen. Yeah? So the first level of leadership that we need to work with in our team and our people is the ability to lead ourselves, right? And if I'm not there yet, then that's the first level I need to work on. Most people, let's just be honest here, let's be authentic here, will not achieve this in their lifetime. They will not. And it's not that they cannot, it's just that they don't know that that's what they should be doing. Yeah? Everybody can achieve this, but most people will not. The next level is level higher from leading self. That's being able to lead followers. Yeah? It's a little more difficult to lead others than yourself, because there's now a greater number of you, right? Just for that fact alone. After that, the next higher level of leadership is being able to lead peers, meaning equals. Right? Is it more difficult to lead equals? Yes, right? Because they have the same position. I cannot use force on them. I have to lead them in other ways. They're kind of like volunteers in so many ways, no? And then yet there's another level, is when I lead leaders. Yeah, when I can lead leaders, yeah, when I can have a company full of leaders, each leading their own area of responsibility. Yeah? Being a leader, not just a follower. Yes, mom. Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay. Do we have a question back there? Yeah. What is it? Any questions over there? No? No. Okay, just chit-chatting on the side. Good. And so, imagine if you had an organization, not just the followers, people who will just grudgingly do what you ask them to do, right? But people who will align with you, people on your side, people who are your partner, and run with their area of responsibility. Yeah? That's a whole nother level of achieving things. That's a whole nother level of growth that's possible at that point. And then, of course, you could take it to another level, is saying, being a leader who can lead world leaders. And there are people like that, aren't there? Yes, there are those influencers out there, yeah, that can do that. So if they're just providing information, then maybe they're not leaders, right? But that information could influence, right? And then, however, if they're also influencing, then they're leaders. Yeah. Say again?
Who are leading the world leaders?
Yeah, who are leading the world leaders? Those are influencers in the background. Sometimes they're political advice. Let's say if you have the President of the United States, right? There's industry leaders who impact the decisions, right? There's maybe leaders of unions, leaders of associations, leaders of communities, right, and so forth, right? But if they don't have the confidence to do that, then they're not leading, and maybe they're pleading or begging, yeah? So it takes a level of power to do that. Yeah? It takes a level of power to do that. Okay, good. We got to go on. So, what are we? Human being or human doing? Who are we? Who are we truly? Are we machines? With no feelings? We're not, right? So, when we create breakthroughs in companies, let's see, or in my coaching, right? Vicki and I, when we coach in 3 different realms. What's a realm? A realm is a space or an area. Yeah, that's a realm. And the first realm is called doing. Most people know what to do. Yeah, most executives know what to do. But did you know that some people, or many people, they don't do what they know? Did you ever notice that? Yeah? So there's a gap. There's a knowing-doing gap. Yeah, that somehow needs to be bridged. Because most people know what to do. And then we have another realm. It's called having. Having is about what are the results we want to have. Now, what's the outcome we want to create? So in most conversations in the corporate world, they're really centered around doing and having. What do we need to do? Let's do this, do that, then do this and that, then do some more of this, and do. And at the end, what we got? Do. Right? But there's a third realm. There's a third realm. We put teams through challenges, right? And then we ask them this question. After the challenge, we ask them this question. What worked? Right? And then we write down. I challenge them to say it in a single word. What was it that worked? What had you succeed in this challenge? Sometimes they give full sentences. No, I don't want a sentence. I want one single word. One single word. Can you put it in just one word? Because it becomes more clear in a single word. Yeah? A whole sentence can be confusing, can mean so many things. But it becomes clearer when we can put it in a single word. So they list down these things. Courage, teamwork, strategy, leadership, being one voice, aligned, confidence, listening, results, being results-oriented, goal. Now communication, integrity, foundation, synergy, direction, harmony, determination, a hunger, ownership, yeah, determination, passion, patience, structure and strategy. And then we break it down into 3 realms. In the third realm, we call something else. We call it being. Now, there's a third realm in which we operate. Because we're human beings, we're not human doings. Yeah? We're not machines. However, so many times, we're treated as machines. You tell a machine what to do, then it does what it's supposed to do, and then what happens with the machine? Nothing! Right? Nothing happens with the machine because it waits for the next instruction. It waits for the next input. It waits for you to press the button. Are there people like that? Yes, there are a lot of people like that. Yeah? But there's a third realm. Thank God, there's another realm. And then we break it down. We ask this question, which one of these are being? Which one of these are doing? Which one of them is having? And then we add it up. In this case, and it's usually very similar, doing equates to 12 items. Yeah, 12 items of these are in the realm of doing. And then we have the realm of having, 11 items in the realm of having. And then lastly we go to being. What's the realm of being? Yeah, and then we came up with 21 ways of being that helped us succeed. Yeah. But do we really talk about at work about being? Do we talk about these things? Do we say, okay, here's the challenge. Next year we're going to double our growth. Yeah? Are we saying, who do we need to be from this moment forward, such that tomorrow, that's a reality? Yeah, that's going to be real. That's going to be it. The world's going to look at us and say, wow, how did you do this? And all we need to say, because it was who we were being. Yeah? I'm sorry I don't have much time to spend on this. We got to move on. So there's actually a being, doing, having formula, right? There's what I call the formula for success. Yeah? What is it? It has these three elements. Outcome likely will be having, right? As we said, having is the outcome, which leaves being and doing. What's the relationship now between being and doing that creates having? Traditionally, we only talk about what do we need to do? Do, right? Such we can have. We don't talk about who do we need to be. So what's now the relationship? Right? By the way, you won't find that in any book. Yeah? You will not find this at Harvard or at Stanford. You will not. So being and doing creates having, but what relationship? It's a mathematical formula. The options are plus, minus, divide, or multiply. What do you think it is? Plus, right? If it's plus, and I do nothing. If I do nothing, what's the outcome? If I do nothing, the outcome is nothing, right? Nothing. So being plus nothing is being, right? So can it be plus? No, right? It's not plus. What's the other option? Somebody said multiply, right? Can it be multiply? If I do nothing, if I multiply being with nothing, being times 0 equals 0. So does that work? Mathematically it works, right? Does this make sense, Suresh? Yeah? Does it also work the other way around? Are there people who do a lot but achieve nothing? Are there people like that? Yes, I see a lot of you nodding, right? This is especially visible in sales. Anybody in sales here? Yeah, this is especially visible in sales. Very important in sales. Yeah. There are people who do a lot and still achieve nothing, but if the multiply formula is valid, then being would have to be 0. Right? Can I be 0? That's the next question. Can I be 0? Is it possible as a human being to be 0? Is that possible? Any guesses? Suresh says no. Yes? Are you saying? She says waving. Okay. All right. Yes, it is possible, and this is what it looks like. Oh, I'm nothing. I'm nobody. I'm 0. Right? Here you can test that. Can I be positive? I can be positive, right? Can I be negative? Yes, right? What's between positive and negative? Neutral, also known as 0. Right? That's how you know. Good. We have to move on. We can spend more time on this. So that's the formula for individual success. Now, the formula for team success is a little different, yeah. But before we go there, there's actually a scale, right, of beingnesses. We don't have much time to spend on this, but I could talk a whole day about this. Yeah, it's like up or down. The higher you go, the more positive it becomes, right? The lower you go, the more negative it becomes. Some of my clients call these my angry birds, yeah? There's different phases, right? There is depression. There is the fear stage here. There's the anger stage, which is higher than the fear stage. Many times we promote those people to managers who are in their fear stage because they can take control, right? Yes. And then we have antagonism, and then there's boredom. So yeah, okay, it's higher. And then there's conservatism and mild interest and strong interest. And then we go up to cheerfulness and enthusiasm. Yeah? And acceleration and action and games. That's when we really achieve stuff as human beings. And what you'll notice is, it's not just the emotion that goes up. What also happens, as we go up the scale, our communication increases, our confidence increases, our communication gets faster. People operate faster and speedier. They take less time to make decisions. Yeah, they're more confident. They get things done. There's less resistance and more action and more results the higher you climb. And yet, the most successful organizations are maybe at a 4.0 range. You know, Google maybe at a 6.0 or 6.5 range. And still, there's so much higher to go. But there are people, organizations in this country where we treat people like they're machines. Yeah, is that effective? No, it's not effective, because treating people as objects is -10 down here for those who cannot see it, because the board's here in the way. But when we treat people as if they're not even people, if we treat people as if they're objects, they will act like machines, and they go down to a -10, right? So I'm going to enlarge this a bit, so you see what that might look like. A little bit higher to 0. Yeah, Google might be up there, Starbucks into the 6.0 range, 4.0 range, maybe Microsoft. Then we can also go down and so forth, yeah? Down to -20. Yeah? And this is the whole thing again. Then it can also work like a spiral. It gets stronger as you go up, but it also, the negativity gets stronger as you go down. Yeah. When asked why teams don't work, this is what people told us. Yeah? We don't like each other. We don't do what we say. We don't do what we say. We don't understand each other. We have different styles. We lead differently. We're not inspired. We have different goals. We show up for the paycheck. There is no greater purpose. We are surviving rather than thriving. We are leaving our brain at the door, and it's no fun. And on and on and on. Yeah? The formula for team success, it builds on the former formula, but it adds one more thing. It's called alignment. Yeah? Where is it? And what is alignment? Imagine this is a leader. Here we're using a mathematical discipline of vector dynamics. Vector dynamics is represented not by numbers, but by arrows. The longer the arrow, the more the energy. Yeah? And the direction of the arrow shows where the energy is going. Let's say this leader is going in that direction, with the length of the arrow being the energy. But it wouldn't be a leader if there wasn't a team. So there's Chris. And you notice that Chris doesn't have the same length of arrow as the leader. So he doesn't have as much energy. But he's also not going where the leader is going. He's not going in that direction. Are there people like that? Yes? Good. Then we have another team member called John. And there's another team member called Sue. Now John is going somewhere else. He's going in the opposite direction of the leader. Yeah? He's not very strong, fortunately. But he's going opposite. Then we have Sue, who's kind of like there, but not there. Yeah, also not very strong. Not for the leader, but also not against the leader. Are there teams like that? Yes, right? This is very real. Now, in vector dynamics, we can add the arrows when we add them up like this. We add them one after the other without changing the length and without changing the direction. We just move them over in parallel. So at the end of arrow 1, we add the beginning of arrow 2. At the end of arrow 2, we add the beginning of arrow 3. And the end of arrow 3, we add the beginning of arrow 4. And what's now the outcome? The outcome is when we connect the beginning of arrow 1 with the end of arrow 4. That is then the sum. Yeah? This is now the yellow arrow. That's the sum of this team. How much did this team really gain by having 3 extra team members beside the leader. In this case, percent, how much? Maybe 15%, would you agree? Yeah, maybe 15% with 3 extra people. Yeah, is that enough? It's not enough, right? Because they're not aligned. Yeah, they're not all going in the same direction. They're all going in different directions. Yeah, and then we wonder, we have all these people, why aren't we going anywhere? So, the team potential is when everybody goes in the same direction, right? We can add all the arrows. That's the potential for the team. But the actual is maybe half of that. Sometimes only 1/3. Yeah, or even less. It depends. Yeah, it depends how much alignment the leader can create. Yeah, how much. So the formula for team success is alignment times being times doing equals having. That's the formula for team success. Yeah? And again, you will not find this anywhere else. You will hear this today, and you see this in my book, but you will not see this anywhere else. Yeah? Good. The other thing we do is, when we talk about problems, right? We say, oh, this is wrong and that's wrong. And so many organizations that just focus on problems. We say, you cannot talk about problems without offering solutions. Yeah? So many times, companies, people, teams are stuck in the past. That's why we call talking about problems. Problems are always in the past because they already happened. Yeah? We call it past-based language. Language based on the past. The most successful organizations in the world will mostly talk about the future. Yeah, they care less about the past. It's not that they don't talk about it, but they don't focus on it. Yeah, so many times, instead of working out this little problem, when you go for the future you want, maybe that problem is not even there. Maybe it's not even relevant. Yeah, and it certainly slows us down. The energy goes down when we talk about problems. Isn't that true? Right? The energy goes down, but when we talk about possibilities, when we talk about where we want to go, energy goes up. So the key is, speak more about the future than you talk about the past. Yeah? And the more you talk about the future in an organization, the more likely it's going to happen. Yeah? We have to move on. So there's a myth of steady growth. Yeah? Normal growth, kind of like this, but a bit up and down. Yeah? General steady growth over time. Do you agree? Yeah. Now, when we build skills, right, which is usually what companies do, they increase skills, and then it kind of jumps up a bit, no? But it continues pretty much in the same trajectory, or the same percentage, or the same angle. Yeah, would you agree? However, there's another way of growing. When we experience, something different, when we experience a shift in who we are being, especially when we experience several shifts in who we are being. But even a single shift in who we are being can already change this completely. And the way it changes it is when we shift, for example, our confidence. When we shift, for example, our determination. When we shift our inspiration. When we shift our focus. When we shift our attention. When we increase our courage. Then it's going to grow like this, at a different angle. Maybe even a lot higher. Maybe a lot different angle. But it changes over time. In the beginning, you see, there's a little difference, right? Between the old direction and the new direction. But over time, as time goes by, that becomes bigger and bigger. Now, isn't this more inspiring? Yes? Now what if you can do this again and again? Right? If you can shift, then after a while we shift again, and after a while we shift again, it would kind of look like this. Yeah? Shift, 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 shift. And now we're growing out of bounds. Now we're growing like nobody else does. Now it's like, whoa! What just happened? Yeah? And by the way, is this unusual? In the corporate world, yes. In nature, no. In nature, this is actually normal. This is normal the way nature grows, right? But we human beings, we think it's not normal. But it is, and we can grow this way. And we've proven it. And this is how it's possible. We shift our way of being, and that's why it's so important to talk about being. Who are we being? And by the way, there's 28 ways to make that shift in my book. It's available outside. We don't have enough time to talk about all 28. Yeah? That will take a whole week. Yeah? But you can go through it by yourself, reading the book. Each chapter is one way of making a shift. But one shift only does so much. But combined, the combined shifts, they can do a lot. Even if you just choose 2 or 3 or 4. Yeah, that can already do a lot. So it brings us to the next conversation. Potential. We said earlier, what is our potential? Right? And so many times we say, well, our potential is 60 to 90%. Yeah, but let's do a quick exercise. Are you guys ready? Do you have a piece of paper in front of you? I'd like you to write down the top 8 characteristics of what has made you successful in your life up to this point. Yeah. What has you, the person sitting in your chair, made the success you are today? Yeah. And you are a success, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Yeah. What has made you the success? That 8 characteristics, the 8 ways of being that made you a success up to this point. Yeah? What is it that you brought to this game of your life that had made you the success you are today? Yeah? What has made you the success you are? Who would like to share? Would you be okay to do that?
Hi. Yeah.
Hi there. What's your name? Why don't you tell us what your name is, your company, what you do?
Yeah, sure. Jennifer Algado. I'm from DB Shanker.
DB Shanker,
Yeah.
Fantastic. Famous company.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Here.
Oh, around the world.
In the world, yeah, of course.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'll share.
So Jennifer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the top, your top 8 characteristics, Jennifer?
Well, the top 8 top of mind
Yes.
characteristics of my beingness that brought me to where I am now.
Yes.
I would say number 1 is courage.
Courage, nice.
Number 2, boldness.
Courage. Okay, I just write down bold because of space, right? Okay, and then next?
Yeah, and 3, compassion.
Compassion, nice.
4, acceptance.
Okay, so acceptance.
5, commitment.
Commitment.
6, honesty.
Honesty.
7, authenticity.
Authenticity.
Yeah, and 8 is openness.
Authenticity, okay. Openness, very good. Let's give Jennifer a hand.
Thank you.
So Jennifer, can I continue working with you? Is that okay? And by the way, you all do this for yourself, right? I would like you to rate yourself on how strong you are for each one of them. But be realistic, be authentic about it. Yeah? And for Jennifer, everybody's going to find out what that is. But for you, only you're going to know. Right? So if you lie, it's only you're lying to yourself. Okay? So Jennifer, from 0 to 10, how strong are you at being courageous? Right? 0 means non-existent, 10 means it doesn't get any better than that.
For courage, it's 8.
8. Okay? Bold. Boldness.
Bold,
8.
Compassion.
Compassion. 9.
Acceptance is 8.
8.
Commitment is 8.
8.
Honesty 8.
8.
Authenticity 10.
10. So it doesn't get any better.
Openness 10. Sorry?
To authenticity. You cannot get any more authentic than that.
Okay, 9.
9. Okay. Thank you for being authentic.
Okay.
Yes. Let's give her a hand. Huh? Okay. So 9 and openness.
Is 9.
9. Okay. Good. All right. Let's give Jennifer a hand. Thank you very much. So now you do this for yourself, and I'm going to plot this out on what we call this balance wheel, right? The center represents 0, and the outer edge represents 10. Yeah? So we have courage up here. Sorry, it's a little difficult. We put paper here so we can actually use the big marker. So courage is an 8, which is approximately here. Then we have boldness. Yeah, boldness is 9. And we have compassion, which is a 9. Compassion. And we have acceptance, right? That's acceptance, which is an 8. And then we have commitment, which is an 8. And then we have honesty, an 8. Honesty, right? And we have authenticity, a 9. Authenticity. And then we have openness, a 9. Huh? Here. Openness. Yeah? And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect the dots. I'm going to connect the dots. And I'm going to shade the center. And you do it for your own. Yeah? You do this for your own balance wheel. I'm going to use a different color so it's a little bit better visible. Yeah, it's a little bit better visible. Like such. Yeah. Okay. So Jennifer, what do you see? What do you see here? What do you see here? What is this? Thanks,
So,
Richard.
What do I see from that?
Yeah.
I see that I'm on track.
You're on track. Okay, good.
That's the first thing in mind.
Great. What else do you see?
I see red in the middle.
You see red in the middle, right? What else?
Areas that I need to improve on.
Okay. Where are those?
On the 8,
The white areas.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do you see?
I see a more holistic view of my leadership.
Mm-hmm.
What else do I see? See a web.
You see a web. Okay.
That's all I see.
That's all. Okay. Do you have a car or a bicycle or a motorcycle or anything like that?
I have a car.
A car. Okay. So if this was a wheel on your
Wheel,
car,
okay.
how smooth would the wheel? I mean, would that ride be? How smooth would that be?
It's gonna be smooth, not that bumpy.
Not that bumpy, but a little bit bumpy, right?
A little bit
Because
bumpy.
it's not fully round, you know, it's kind of egg-shaped a bit. Not extreme, but it is, right? Very good. And what does the shaded area represent, in a way? What does the shaded area represent?
Yeah, that's my being, my
Your being?
personality,
Yes.
myself.
Can we say, yes, I usually try to extract it from the audience, but we don't have time. Can we say that this would represent how you show up right now in your life? Yeah, could we say that?
Yes, yeah.
Everybody else, can we say this? Yeah, can we say that that's how you show up in life? Correct?
Right.
Very good. And the white area, you said you called it opportunities for growth, right? And then what is the black line outside? What does that represent? What does that represent then?
More of the untapped.
Untapped? Yeah, so the outer line. So you said this is kind of untapped here, right? So what does the outer line represent?
My other level? My next level? Or?
Yeah, the outer line. What does the line itself represent? Who said that? Your full potential, right? Can you see that, Jennifer?
Yeah.
This is kind of how you show up right now, right? And then this is where you can still grow, right? And then this is where you see your potential. You guys agree? Yes, right? Very good. So we're not going to make, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. Let's give Jennifer a hand. We're going to get you some more later. Yeah, if that's okay. We'll make, any questions on this before we move on? Sorry we have to move so fast. We have very limited time. Any questions? No? Okay, good. So we're going to make another circle here now. Yes? Imagine that this is a circle. I'm working with work paper, so it's not so easy. Imagine for a moment, that in this second circle, you really need to hear this because it's very important. Imagine that in this second circle, if you don't hear it, you're going to miss it. That in this second circle is everything that could be known in the world. All the knowledge of the world is contained. Let's assume that all the knowledge in the world is contained in this circle. Yeah? That means all the knowledge in all the libraries and all the knowledge in all the minds. Yeah? How much of that do you know, Jennifer? How much of that? How much of that do you know? Do you think, or anybody else? How much of that do you think you know? Of everything that could be known, how much of that do you know? Anybody can answer this, but you're welcome to answer as well. How much of that do you think you know?
Very little.
Very little, right? How much? How would we represent that here? A point. Yeah, Jennifer says a point. Do you agree? Yeah? Me too. It's kind of like a point, right? It's like a point, and that would be very generous for me, right? That would be a lot already, right? If this is all the knowledge in the universe, right? However, we need to make it visible, so let's just say, this is what we know, right? So Jennifer, give me a couple examples of something you know. Couple examples, one or two, anything. Logistics, one more thing. People management, right? So Jennifer knows logistics and people management, but she doesn't just know that. Jennifer is also aware that she knows that, right? Is that correct?
Correct.
So we say Jennifer knows that she knows logistics and people management. Yeah, everybody follow so far? Yes? Woo-hoo. This is not TV, I'm really here. Okay, good. So we have then another area, it's usually a little bigger than the first one. What might this be called? This second area. What might we call this second area? What might we call that? What might we call the second? Anybody? What do you think? The first area is about what we know, right? And that we know. What's the second area called, maybe? Yeah. Is that we? What we don't know. Very good. Who said that? Very good. Let's give her a hand. What we don't know. Give me a couple examples of what you don't know. Very quick, very quick. Oh my God, she says. What don't you know? A lot. Just two examples. You don't know what you don't know. That's going to come next. Jennifer, give me a couple examples of something you don't know.
Engineering.
Engineering. Okay, that's one. Another one?
Architecture.
Architecture. Very good. So you don't know this, and you know that you don't know this, right? So we say you know that you don't know. Okay? What can we do with what we know? Use it, right? And what else can we do? Apply it.
Improve it.
Or teach it, improve it, right? What can we do with what we know we don't know? Learn it, right? Very good. We can acquire it.
Outsource it.
Outsource it. Yeah. When we, yes, very good, right? And when we learn this, what I don't know, what I know I don't know, actually it moves from here to there, right? Unless I outsource it. And then this area increases, yeah? Can we say that? Yes. Now this last area, what might we call this? And I'm sorry again that we have to move so fast, but what might we call this last area? Anybody? What we don't know, yes, that's correct. And? What we don't know, and you said it earlier. Yeah, exactly. You don't know that you don't know. What does that mean? Who can give me an example of something you don't know? Right? She shrugs her shoulders like, eh. Right? It's a trick question, right? If we knew what we don't know, it would be located in here. Yes? It wouldn't be located here. It's kind of like, hey Bjorn, there's a marker behind your back. I say, what? Marker? Where? I don't know that, right? I don't see it. I don't believe it. Yeah? We don't know that we don't know. Meaning, I have no clue that I have no clue. Yeah? I don't have an inkling that I have no inkling. I have no idea that I have no idea. That's what's located here. Good. Any questions on this? No. Okay, good. We move on. So, Jennifer, this area of I know that I know, where's that located in the first circle, Jennifer? Sorry, what was that? I was talking to somebody else. Okay, we're having fun. Yeah, so Jennifer, this area of I know that I know, where's that located in the first circle? Or anybody else? But talking to you right now. Where might that be located? I know that I know. Where's that located in the first circle there?
The red one.
The red one. Very good, right? It's true. It's located here. I know that I know. Right? And the area of I know that I don't know, where's that located?
The unshaded part, the white shade.
Yeah, the unshaded part, right? That's where that's located. Very good. It's I know that I don't know. So this other area, I don't know where I don't know. Where is that located? Outside, yeah? Out here. I don't know that I don't know. How far outside? How far outside is it located? How far? We know it's outside, right? But how far outside? How far outside is this located? I don't know that I don't know. How far? How far does it go? You don't know, right? It could go how far? It could go infinite, Richard says. Very good. Let's give Richard a hand. Yes? It goes infinite. Yeah, do you guys agree? Yeah, it's infinite, right? It goes out as far as we can see. Do you agree? What does this mean now? What does this mean now for Jennifer? Say it out loud.
Potential is infinite.
The potential is infinite. What's your name again? Jean, right? Let's give Jean a hand. The potential is infinite. Can you see that, Jennifer?
Yes.
Yes. I like the certainty in that voice. I love it, right? So the potential is really not what Jennifer thought it was, right? Jennifer thought it was here. So what is this really? If this is not your potential, Jennifer, what is it? What is this line then? If that's not your potential, what is it? You can do more, that's right, but what is it? What is this line then really? It's a goal, yes, or
It's a limitation.
It's a limitation, right? And who put this limitation there?
Self.
Yourself. Very good. Give yourselves a hand, huh? That's correct. You yourself put that limitation there. And what does that mean? What does it mean? I put that limitation there. Is that good news or bad news? Up to this point, yes. But for the future, that's good news, because if I put it there, who can take it away? You can also take it away. Right? If you have the power to put limits on yourself, you are also the one who can take it away. Yeah? Can you see that? So now the next question you should ask me, Bjorn, if you're so smart, now after all, they put you on that stage. Now how do I get there? How do I do that? How do I get out? Yeah? Out of this limit. Yeah? Because that's a limit. Yeah? How do I now get out? Can you answer that for me, Bjorn? Or can anybody answer that? Can anybody answer this? I'm not really expecting you to answer this, but but I'm just asking, just in case, right? So how do we get out, Bjorn? How do we get out of there? Yeah, and for this I use a metaphor. Yeah, because to understand this, we have to use a metaphor. So you really want to hear this now. So Jennifer, can I continue to work with you? Is that okay? Yes? I appreciate that. So Jennifer, imagine this circle here is you're looking down on a tower from the sky, right? You're looking down on this tower, and then this is a very wide tower. They say 50 meters or 100 meters. That's a big tower, right? In diameters. You know how big 100 meters is? It's like this room times 5, right? Or times 4. That would be the diameter of this tower. And it's 100 meters tall. And you're standing right in the middle of this tower. Where's the safest spot on the top of this tower? Where is the safest spot here? In the middle, right? That's the safest spot. How do you feel in the middle? How do you feel? Feel safe, right? Right? Do you agree? Okay, in the middle, Jennifer feels safe. How about here, Jennifer? If you move a little bit off center, how does it feel now?
Little safe.
Just a little safe. How about here?
50-50.
50-50. How about here? You can already hear it in her breath, right? You can hear it. Yeah, little less, right? How about here, Jennifer?
Exciting and scary.
Exciting and scary. How about here?
Exciting times 2.
Times 2, right? And even more scary. How about here? You're now getting close to the edge of the tower and there's no railing. How do you feel?
Exciting also.
Yeah, when I was a little boy, I would be flat on the ground. I'll be that scared. All right? Are you scared at this edge?
Yes.
Yes. So now, Jennifer, if I asked you, right, to step right at the edge with both feet, and your tips of the toes are already touching the edge, how do you feel there?
Very, very scared.
Very scared, right? Then if I ask you to step forward, and this time the front of your feet are already hanging over the edge, how do you feel now?
Dying.
Dying, right? I feel like I'm about to die. Do you guys agree? That's how it feels like at the edge. Then Jennifer, if I ask you to put one step out. So you're out like this, right? Your feet are already halfway over. And then I ask you to put 1 foot out. How do you feel now? How do you feel there? You're already dead, right?
Yeah.
Because you're already dying before, right? Yeah? And then what if I ask you to step out with both feet?
I'll feel floating.
Yeah, you feel like, now I'm dead for sure, right? Yeah, is that true, guys?
Yeah.
Everybody, is that true?
Yeah.
Hello? Yes, right? But am I really dying?
No.
No, because it's just a piece of paper. Right? Of course I'm not dying. Yes? It's just a piece of paper. Yeah, but It feels like I'm dying. I'm not gonna die, but something dies. What is it that dies? Fear. Very good. Who said it? Two ladies right here, right? Let's give them a hand. Something dies when I step out, right? A little bit of fear dies when I step out. Now, what happens to my potential when this fear dies? Does it increase? Yes, right? How does it increase? Is there a bubble like this, or how does it increase my potential when the fear dies? How does it increase my potential? Can anybody say? Is it just a bubble like this? Or how does it grow, my potential? Or does it grow everywhere?
I think it grows everywhere.
You think it grows everywhere, like this, right? Yes, that's correct. But why? Do you know why? What does it take to get out? It takes courage to get out, right? Courage is the antidote to fear. Right? It takes courage to get out. Yes? Let me ask you this. Is courage only valid here, or is it valid everywhere? Everywhere, right? And that's why we grow everywhere. And then when Jennifer steps out again, right, does something courageous, it grows. She steps out again, it grows, steps out again. Oops, her potential grows. Yes? Do you agree? And every time it takes courage to step out. Yeah? Imagine it's like a balloon. Yeah? You blow into a balloon, it grows, but in all dimensions, in every direction. And you blow again, it grows some more. You blow again, it grows some more. And eventually, it grows so much that it pops. But before it pops, what happens? Yeah, before it pops, what happens is it becomes transparent, right? Do you agree? And it's kind of like that with our potential. It's like almost we can see through it already. We can see through it. And then we increase it again, and then it becomes even more transparent, right? And then we step out again, and then it pops. And then what happens when it pops? What happened at that point? What happens now is that there is no more limits. There's no more limits. Nothing that's going to stop us. Nothing will stop you at that point. Nothing. Yeah? At all. And that's freedom. Anything you want to do, you can. Anything you want to achieve, you can. Yeah? If you want it. If you don't want it, it's also okay. Right? Now, truly, your potential has become unlimited. Yeah? The everyday normal we find in here. Growth happens here. Breakthroughs happen here. Where are the breakthroughs? Every time Jennifer steps out, there's a breakthrough. There's a breakthrough. There's a breakthrough. There's a breakthrough. Breakthrough is when we come against the limits and we push through the limit. That's a breakthrough. Yeah? It takes one breakthrough after another to get out. The way to get out is either do a few big things that fear you. Yeah, maybe walking barefoot on glowing coals, which I've done 5 times, or jumping out of a perfectly good airplane, or something of that sort. Or doing small things every day. Yeah, small steps out that scare you. Small steps that make you uncomfortable, stress you out. So things you don't want to do. Maybe raise your hand in a meeting, speak up, say what you truly think. Yeah. When I was at the beginning of that journey, somebody said, do something scary. I said, what? Oh, maybe you can talk to people in an elevator. She's laughing, right? Maybe you can talk to people in an elevator. How do I do that? I didn't say it like that. It's more like, how do I do that? Right? And then the first time I did it, I went into the elevator and I said nothing. And just like everybody else, I was staring at the buttons. You know? I was staring at the floor numbers. Right? By the way, if you went in an elevator, everybody does that. Because they're scared, you're scared of them. And the funny thing is, they're scared of you. Right? If you went actually in an elevator, and you went in like this, and you went, boom! The whole elevator would jump. Yes? So after a few times of not doing anything, going in the elevator, finally, I said, I'm going to muster up the courage. I'm going to do this. Watch me. And I went into the elevator, right? The door closed. And I'm like, hi. Right? Really shy. Hi. So after a few times of hi, you know, I got better. I started gaining more confidence. I kept stepping outside the comfort zone. And eventually, I stepped in the elevator, right? And it wasn't hi, it was hi. Yeah? And eventually, it wasn't hi, it was hi, how are you? Yeah? And then I started to have fun with this. It became more and more comfortable. Eventually, it became, hi there, welcome to my elevator. Yeah? It was a whole nother world. Now, instead of having fear, now we're having fun, right? And it went from this being a prison, right? This being a prison, a limit, to now there's freedom out there. You know, the everyday normal happens here. Breakthroughs happen here, and miracles happen out there. If you want to grow miracles in your team, they don't happen in here, right? Growth happens here. Breakthroughs happen there, but miracles, they happen out there, right? Miracles, yeah. So, there's a journey from here to here, where the balloon pops, right? There's a journey, right, from here to there. And it's a journey of overcoming fear. Yeah? And you know what? Every single human being on this planet, it doesn't matter how old they are or how young they are. It doesn't matter how skinny they are or how fat they are. It doesn't matter what position or titles they hold, yeah, or how much money they have. Every single human being goes through this journey. Everybody goes on this journey of overcoming fear. And that's why I call this, and because it takes courage to get there, I call this the hero's journey. The hero's journey, right? And that's the goal. Fear is enemy number one. It will hold you back, it'll keep you down, it'll stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. Any questions on this? Yes, so normally we discuss this now a bit, but we don't have time. We've got to move on. So can I go to the next slide? Next slide, so that's potential, yes. And then, so this is how to get out, right? Unlimited potential. Yeah, we have emotional needs. This is what I used to grow Samsung 12 years ago. We helped Samsung go in 2.5 years, 3 years. We helped them from $2 billion revenue to $8 billion revenue, which is 4 times using this. Don't have time for it. Success stories, architecture firm that Richard talked about earlier. A global food company, we grew by 40% in 9 months. Another one we helped recover from the financial crisis in 8 months. A BPO site almost lost 800 jobs because of a client in the US. And they were going to lose an $11 million client. We helped them recover in 7 weeks and increase their sales also in the same time. And a fertilizer company, within 6 months, they grew from number 6 in the market to number 4. A global German pharma company, we moved them in 3 years from number 9 to number 4 in the market, Philippines. And Samsung Electronics, from $2 billion to $8 billion in only 3 years, right? So, for a moment, think about the goal that you have for the next year or 2 or 3, and think about who do you need to be to achieve that goal? Who do you need to be? You need to be courage, focus, determination. Who do you need to be? Write it down on a piece of paper right now. 4 ways of being of who do you need to be. 4 ways. Who do I need to be in order to get to my goal? Yeah, it's a piece of cake when I'm being that. Easy. Who do I need to be? Are you ready? Yes? If you're ready, please stand up. If you got your 4, please stand up. Everybody, please participate, even the cameraman and the audio guys. 4 ways of being that you need to be in order to get to your goal within 2 to 3 years. Yeah, when people are still working, we don't tend to think this way. We don't think about these things normally. It takes us a little while. Yeah, it's not instant. Yeah, we have to think about it, and that's okay. It's a new way of thinking, yeah? Also known as the New Thought movement. Yeah. All right, you ready with your 4? Whatever it is you got, it's okay. Please stand up and think about. Come on, stand up. Stand up. Rise from your seat. Be powerful. It might feel uncomfortable to stand up right now. Notice how it feels uncomfortable. This might be out of your comfort zone to stand up right now. Yeah, please stand up. Yeah, this may feel uncomfortable right now. Notice it. It's okay. Now you notice what it feels like when we step outside the comfort zone. Please stand up. Everybody stand up. Please stand up or you're going to miss it. Okay, so now, please quiet down, and if you feel comfortable to close your eyes, please close your eyes. If not, keep your eyes on one single spot. Yeah? Close your eyes for a moment and relax. And think about what it is that you want to achieve in a year, or 2, or 3. And then see yourself in that scenery. See yourself in that moment. See yourself and notice how you feel in that moment. Notice how you feel. And then realize who you were being and see yourself representing that. Yeah? That beingness, that courage, that determination, that focus, or whatever it took. And then step into that future and step into that person, step into that body and declare, this is who I am. This is who I am starting right now. Yeah? And feel it. Feel it throughout. Your whole fiber, every single fiber of you, every single atom of you, every single molecule of you. Feel that. And then put yourself, your body in that position and be confident. Right now, how would you stand in that confidence? Would you have your arms crossed or would you be proud? Would your head look down or up? How would you look? And then think about who you were being to get there. And then say, this is who I am. Say it with me together. This is who I am. Now bring it up a power notch higher. This is who I am.
This is who I am.
And a notch higher. This is who I am.
This is who I am.
And take it a notch higher. This is who I am.
This is who I am.
And claim it. Give yourselves a hand. And get yourselves at least 2 high fives from the people next to you. Minimum of 2 high fives. 2 high fives. Very good. Okay, again, this is the book, if you want to get the book. And this is my contact info. Thank you very much.